sometimes the more exaggerated the story is, what today we would call fake news, right? Why do people hold on to that and ignore the truth? Well, this is more exciting. So that's where myths and legends and things come from, which can drive historians sometimes crazy. I'm on the Johnson County Historical Society board, and we talk about the fact that, we have a wonderful heritage of men and women who've written about the history. For the Black Angel, for example. Well, the Black Angel, first of all, it's curious. So people love curious. They love mystery. We're recording this at Halloween time in October. The Black Angel, oh, let's go over to the cemetery and see the Black Angel. As I've looked into the story, it's interesting that curiosity goes back to the very beginning of when the Black Angel was first put in place back in 1912. Because it was dark, it was black. People were saying, why is the angel black? How did it get black? Oh, there must be some suspicious thing going on. There must be sin in their lives. All kinds of stories were starting to develop almost immediately. It started out being curious. It started out being something that was different. So different to the point that the lady, Mrs. Feldevert, that she refused to pay the second half of the bill. Apparently the quality of bronze can change depending on how much tin is put into the mixture. It made it of purer, more bronze, and it had more of a kind of a greener tint that a lot of statues have that would have developed over the next 30 years. We wouldn't even be sitting here talking about it. Here we are, how many years? 111 years ago. Sadly, at the core of it, you have a wonderful lady who lost, first of all, her son, caught meningitis and died at age 17. She had that disaster. But she was Czech, Bohemian back then. So she came here to the States, got here in Iowa City around 1880. She was a doctor. She was trained as a doctor, a woman doctor back in the 1870s, 1880s. Very unusual. And apparently here in the United States, they didn't recognize her degree. So she never was able to be a doctor. She was a midwife all of her years. She went through an awful lot of hard times. And then to be remembered for the Black Angel. But you go to any community, there's going to be certain stories like that really aren't important to the history, but yet are remembered. People die twice. They die once when our physical body dies, but people also die the last time they ever talk about you. Keeping that alive is very important, not just for family members. Why? Because we really can learn things from history. The Black Angel, the good, bad, and ugly of that particular story, it's part of Iowa City. And if you look at the translations of what she has on those monuments, it sounds like the family was so important to her, and so the fact that we're still remembering her family 111 years later, that's a win.